Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming for our breakfast show. Now, today is the Friday. We are still in the lockdown, and yesterday the COVID-19 has come down. Sounds like a broken record that keep repeating the number of COVID cases, and to me, that's not sound to be good. But I really want to bring you good news about the stock market. That's right, and furthermore, I want to also bring you what's really happening on the US market. So this is the Breakfast Show, and I'm your host, Martin Wong, with trading ideas, great ideas with SMARTRobie. Now, let's look at what we have for you this morning, definitely for sure. So let's look at the usual agenda that we have. And today is the Friday, that's right, Friday 22nd. And we are at episode 27. It has been quite a far journey, and I think many of you who have followed me in the breakfast show, I really thank you for your time. So I want to make sure that your time is also well spent, where we give you very good information and educational points that you can take it away and benefit from the stock market. Now, of course, on the Friday, we'll be looking at the premium alert and look at a couple of setup that you can learn and then use it too. Now, let's look at the headlines that we have for you this morning in here, and definitely the headline is not so good lah. So let's look at what we have. Let me just switch on to a bigger chart, and you can see where we look at the KLCI. Now, importantly, the KLCI this morning is still struggling to stay above the 160. So what do you think? Do you think the likelihood we're going to go higher or lower? And I think I've given you some clue also on Wednesday, isn't it right? Right now, we're still at 1600. But more importantly, I just want to share with you and bring up this chart here. Aha, you see this right on the left-hand side. You can see there is already a red Pentagon, and that's not good lah. Every time when I want to buy, I see this red Pentagon. So you have to sort of hold back a bit. Don't be so kenjong, okay? Of course, there are other sectors that are moving well. I think I've talked about it on Wednesday. You have not watched it. That will be the semiconductor, but more on that later on the show. But what you have seen so far is that we still have the support around 1580. And in my opinion, that 1580 will continue to hold because we have the interest rate cuts has been sort of dismissed, because then the banks are continue to go up. It's just that the rubber glove, although 2 days ago or just yesterday, Harta Lega is likely to report a record earning, but why isn't the uptake? I think partly this is also due to the retail that has been sort of tired, and I think there's a lot of report, including one from Bursa, saying that the highest participation are still retail. And we all know if the retail were to come in, they tend to do a lot of sector rotation in there. And finally, also, in my opinion, it's difficult for them to lift the market higher. And because, as you all know, most retail later are just going to be in and out. The ability for them to hold for longer medium term is yet to be seen. So that's why we are seeing the market sort of moving sideways, can't breaking higher and lower. And also do check out the foreign fund flows, those of you who have subscribed to our Trade VSA package, and more on that later on in next week. I will talk about it. If not, just check it out in there. So let's move on to what are the headlines that we have for you this morning. Okay, now first and foremost is the car sales that is reported by many of the analysts and also the Automotive Association, that the car sales are doing very, very well. Have you changed your car? If you have changed your car, can you type it in there? Do let me know if you have changed your car. And also, some of you who have want me to look at a couple of stocks, just type it in there. We have one from Hong Lee, one of our top sharer in here. Thank you again for sharing. I want me to look at Syntax. Okay, so if you want me to look at those stocks, do put it in there. All right. But I think I've trained you very well, right? Because by the time I'm going to respond to it, it's the same what SMARTRobie responds to you. I think fairly good, because you guys are really not following the advice and probably some of the trade idea of SMARTRobie. And do take note, SMARTRobie is programmed by myself and my team, so we have put in a lot of effort and, more important, intelligent way of looking at it. But again, more from an ethical standpoint. So you want to make sure that SMARTRobie is always with you. Now, if SMARTRobie has done a pretty good job, give me a thumbs up in here so far. All right. So let's move on to the next news that I have in here is what I've just talked about earlier in the opening of the show, which is the re-rating Now, what this simply means that there is a chance, right? Eventually, all these analysts are, it's going to be saying, hey, no rates cut, maybe second half of the year. But you all know lah, with this COVID-19, now they're saying, MCO forever, because we are not able to bring down that, staggering 4,000 cases in here, and also the hospital bed is coming in. So that is something that is lingering on. As I said before on this Wednesday, we are pretty much in the same situation with Philippines. You have a chance, take a look at Philippine COVID new cases. They did round off around 6,006 or just short of 7,000. We are so far the highest around 4,000 in here. Hopefully we have 3,100, and this evening is good. If you can get down to first time below 3,000, then you will see tomorrow a lot of newspaper will shouting. Then of course the Ministry of Health official will come and say we are rounding the corner. And then all the vaccine, and that's going to give an uplift. Because why is that? Because if you have the banks being rated, now I'm just going to show you where the banks is anyway. All right, that will sort of give you a clue where the market is going. So I hope that if you've been following me a fair bit by just looking at the news and looking at the charts, and not so much of all the experts is saying, then you have a pretty good idea where the market is going. Okay, so let's look at the banks, because the banks do control about 30% of our CI, right, in terms of the market capitalization. So look at of course, the first banks I'm going to look at is Public Bank. Okay, you can also type that in there and hit that button there, so you can see Public Bank. Okay, let's look at the charts first. Okay, you can see the chart. Yes, it is in green Pentagon. That's right. It's in green Pentagon. So you have generally a blue trend zone. All right. Definitely this morning in here, this news that we see, the re-rating pushes up the. Let me just close this back. Okay. Now, also one of the things that I really hope that to teach you guys how to read news. Yeah, this morning is just up 0.7%, because many of our members who came in, and they tend to take news, especially the beginners and the newbie, they tend to take news as it is. Good news buy, bad news sell. But it isn't that way. So far you can see this news has minimum impact, as I said before, partly due to the MCO, but the banks are looking very, very good. Those people who came in and asked me early on around the $14, I say it is around the 14 or 17. Right now it's already 21 now. Of course, the newbie will ask, can buy now or not? Just follow the trading plan. There's so much I can do to teach you. That's what, going back to the agenda 2021, being an educated trader and an educated investor, it is part and parcel of the responsibility this year, because come year end 2021, we will be looking at your result. How have you done? And was that importance that you place in your education? Because if you've been following me in the market, at least you could do is get educated. Maybe you don't want to learn from me, that's fine. There are many other Sifu who are willing to provide a lot of good material, which is even better than me. And I think if you can combine some of the good things that you learn from them and with us, and that will help you, we wish you the best. All right, so this is the bank side in here. So I do think if eventually do Public Bank do take out, let me just blow it up a bit here, you can see. All right, if you do take out the eventual $23 in there, then our KLCI, all right, right now it is still in the so-called orange trend, so we're still in the red. So we just still have to be patient, patient, wait a bit more, okay? And that's what we do. Okay, let's look at the next news headline that we have for you. Which is the Pentagon, which is a smaller one that does a lot of piping in here. You could see this green Pentagon now in here. Again, going back to the sector, the piping is all deal with construction, and you all know construction and property very slow lah. Correct, all right, and you can see the situation, people, all right. So and also if you look right below there, oil and gas. So you all know one is tied to one. When the oil and gas don't do so well, Pentagon will also do it along the same manner too. All right, let's move on to our next news. Now, the next news will be on Genting. The earlier batch of people with the optimism that we've seen in the COVID vaccine that is coming in, I think somewhere in November, we see the up move by Genting, but all those has been doused by the MCO 2.0 that we've seen. Right now, this news, everything is closed. January 22nd to February 4th. So you can see a lot of the closing of the resort because of MCO. That means people might be laid off temporarily, and there will be no revenue coming in. So that will also impact in there. No need to see Genting, as I said before. Genting, if you want to buy, it is a long bet. Now, also on the other day, I was on the radio. I heard that some foreign analysts are recommending to buy the Macau gaming, like the MGM and resort. So then along the way, she also mentioned, but because a reporter was asking, don't you think this COVID thing is there? Yeah, but you have to wait until 2023 when the market recover. I think there's some truth in what the analysts say. If you were to buy Genting, you have to wait to 2023. We're only in 2021, so we still got 2 more years. So why don't we, buy something else that is moving, maybe semiconductors, like I talked about last week, right? And then later on, when we see Genting coming back. But of course, if you are the die-hard Genting, buy a little bit and keep. Who knows? The COVID might go away faster than most people think. Again, we all always look at the probability, all right? Okay, let's move on, and that's my comment. Now, next is oil and gas recovery boom. That's what everyone is talking. Danco Mag. We've seen oil and gas will take a back seat right now, because why? With the Joe Biden, the President Joe Biden being sworn in on August 20th, a lot of the green policy movement will move. I think this morning, if you look at apa itu Solar West, all right, because last night some of the stocks holding that I have in US on the solar power all start to jalan already. So let's see this stock, all the thing will jalan. Yeah, it still looks like it's going to go higher and retest it. And do take note, the Malaysia Reserve did interview me for my opinion on the Solar West. And she told me it will be out on Monday, so I don't know what she's going to write. And I told her my opinion about what I have on Solar West and Samadek. Yeah, it's up 5%, as you can see. Oh, wait. Yeah, you can see it just on my here. Okay, sorry, here, right? You can see that's up 5%. So that is also moving in tandem with India. So check out the Malaysian Reserve on Monday. And if not, just go over to November 23rd on YouTube. I have a segment on the solar power and going forward. Of course, the coming weeks in February 3rd, I have another live talk for you, especially for you guys. And don't forget, do join me towards to the end there. Okay, let's move on. Now, on the US side, definitely we have the market yesterday try to test the above 31,000. So the US Dow Jones are staying above it, and partly due to the great news that is coming out from Intel. And you all know, right? Intel was one of the highlight talk in the talk that I did above. You can see on the screen there, which is the Wednesday talk. Can the semiconductor sector keep soaring in 2021? And those are the 3 CEO that I've talked about. So check out those stocks also, right? So the bottom line is we can see semiconductors are very buzzing with a lot of activities. So no doubt your Inari today also, where's Inari today? I think some of the members just now texted me and said, hey, Inari sudah jalan. Of course, Inari is one of the core holdings that I had it long time ago. My average price is below $1, I think. If you look at it, I think now it's gone. Yeah, it's like rocket ship, I see, going up inside here. Yesterday, we had 1 bar came down, and they were concerned that Intel didn't so well. But remember, Intel is a semiconductor, so that tend to lead to what we see. And also, Apple is going higher in here. So let's look at Inari this morning. Did it react to that news? Yes, it is up 5%. That's right. Very seldom you see Inari, this kind of stock that actually make a run. And did I hit at the right time last Wednesday? Yet the middle. Of course, many of you newbie may just come, ooh, all these semiconductors started to move. Should I buy now? Should I buy what later? I think it's not so important whether you want to buy or not. More important is the education. As I said before, time and time again, it's important that you all pick up the right things. No point you hear a bit there, you jump in and then you get slapped right and center. Did I say anything makes sense? Make sure you have the awareness what to do in case the stocks don't do well or the trading plans. I think that's very important. I think there was also, I got a letter someone sent to me. He said, Martin, I have a remiser managing my funds. I used to have a lot of money, now I have less money. Then I said, I get the fund manager to help you. They say the fund manager very blur one, cannot help. Then what do? You can do 2 things. You either change your remiser or learn how to invest. I think that's very important too. The message I want to put on, at the end of the day, you are responsible for your funds. And of course, many of you know also investing in unit trust, the returns has been kind of stagnant. Of course, even worse if you put it on FD. Again, going back to the agenda for 2021, which is what we call train investor and train trader. I think that's more important because we will be with you for 2021 like what we did for 2020. And if you have seen my talk, some of my trade idea has done pretty well with a 73% win rate for the Wednesday night talk. All right. Okay, let's go on to yes, this is what I talked about earlier, the agenda 2021 and the Pentagon guided training that we did. Now, of course, for the masterclass member and those of you who have signed up recently for masterclass, there will be back testing Pentagon guided trading strategy on the 27th, especially for those of you who sign up. Those of you who has not signed up, no problem. Continue to follow all our free talks in here. More importantly is item number 1. What are the lessons you can learn from the top 2020 trades that you may miss off? Now, remember, on Wednesday, we also talk some of the great trades like PIE, which is again another semiconductors, which is related to Foxconn, which is related to Apple. You see the connection in here, and it's been up 51% since we talk about it in there. So there's a lot of connection in there between the sectors to the Pentagon, and make sure you have time. Just go through all our live talk and get updated in there. All right. That's more important. And you can see for our Pentagon guided trading portfolio that we did, that was about 106% return. So that's giving you a very decent return, as I said before. And we'll continue to do that. As a matter of fact, we already up to our first trade for the Pentagon guided trading strategy, and something we'll talk on 27th of January. So for those of you who sign up and those of you who are coming, I'll see you on the 27th. We start at 8:30, and you should get a Zoom link. Okay, now here are the highlights that we did for our premium alert. Now, do take note, all our premium alert are updated every 30 minutes, and it's really fast moving. As you can see, you can hit 55% in 3 days. MYEG hit 14% in 6 days. 6th of January hit 32% in 7 days. It will hit and then come back down one. So it's important that some of these premium alert, you don't want to let the profit run. Okay, you want to take an example. You look at EITA hit 42%. That was only 15th of January, and then we have also XianLNG also hit 14% for the last week premium alert pick 3 bars, and then Care Plus hit 38% pick. So usually the premium alert comes out at the first batch around 9:30. And take a look at them. Look at the trade setup is important because there are a couple of stocks inside there. And more importantly is get educated. If not, just sort of paper trade your way and belajar, learn, as I keep saying that. Because all this is within your reach. If I can pick this, so can you. All right. So those are the good picks that we have so far. Let's look at one of the lessons learned that we have in here again. Why this is... Okay, I apologize for the... some of you are listening are remisers. I do apologize for that. I was also a remiser. Okay, I apologize for that one. Okay, sincerely, Amy, apologize for that one. But I do hope that some of us in this industry and many of my members are also remiser. So I always tell them, look, get up to speed, help your clients out. Okay, very important. Okay, let's move on to what I say here. Now let's look at what we have for our advanced trade idea. Premium alert updated is called RALCO. Oh, before that, that's for today. And let me go back and look at XianLNG. Okay, XianLNG. Now this is what we talked about the other day. Okay, so we pick the stock. Now again, if you are the active type, okay, you have active type, you might want to go into what we call active charts. Active charts is very important. So you switch to an hourly chart inside here, and let me just show you here, right? So you can see we picked the stock on the, what date was that? Let me just check back again. 15th of January. 15th of January is where here. So you can see the market move up 10 o'clock, right? It just moved up 1 bar. And very important, what I want to share with you is the lowering of the, what we call the volume. The volume here are coming down. right? Volume here coming down, and then you have the step up volume. So on the hourly chart, you can see that. So immediately, this is the part that, of course, we always said before, you want to enter on the hourly chart and exit on the daily chart, right? And you want to have some sort of target, or you can use what we call the profit target. So the market hits up here, and you can see from that 10 o'clock, let me just pull this up again. Going up to here, and that's how we hit that 14% or slightly here, okay? And that's how we, usually if you want to, you can do a 10% from where you come in, and if you hit that one, get out, rotate, and go to the next stocks, all right? That's one the way you do it, because after that, you hit a 10%, move on to the next one. And you can see, once we hit that, we got all the climatic volume, then the volume come back down again, and then the market continue to go down and down and down. Okay. So, okay, some of your stocks you want me to look at, I will also look at them. So that is the lesson learned that we have for you in here. So switch to an hourly chart. And for those of you who are active trading, this is a definitely good one. Now let's look at the stock that we have for you. Now bear in mind, on the backdrop of a bearish orange trend zone, you will see likelihood the market tend to trend downwards in here. All right, so there you go. Next we want to do is the next stocks. RALCO, and you have here RALCO. Okay, so you can see this is RALCO on the hourly chart, but from a daily chart, let me just fresh this up. This is why I like about it. You can see daily chart, you have this market moving up right in here, and you got low volume, then the volume start. But let's switch to hourly chart. So you can see on the hourly chart, suddenly you have volume. There's a lot of tick-tock here. This is what I mean. Up, down, up, down, up, down. It may not be one of the best, to be frank with you, based on the premium alert that I've seen so far, right here. Okay, let me just bring up the premium alert. Switching to, okay, you got Opcon, Euro SP, Unisem, Camres, Adeon, BioAlpha. Even BioAlpha is in the list today. Luster, that was one of the better one I could see. Now, if you don't want to trade this, it's fine. Don't look at this one. Right, definitely want to come back and see next week, is there a follow through from today onwards at 11 o'clock. Okay, so now I want to look at some of the stocks you guys have for me. First is Syntex. Okay, Syntex. Now you can see Syntex did hit, it's still in the range bound. It did hit up here on the climatic volume here. There was a stock adjustment, and then the market flowed back in here. So it's not ready to go higher, unfortunately, in there. So some of you, I think Lee Hong has it, Hong Lee has it on the Syntex WC, Warren, which is very similar to, always look at the mother share for having said that. Okay, Nova. Okay, Nova Wellness. So this is Nova. You can see the market hit up here, and you have a spring. Very nice. This is a very nice chart. You can see they're supported. Climatic volume 1 bar. It's ready to move up. This is a healthcare. But do take note, this is not one of those sectors, industry that can grow. They tend to be very speculative, push up, distribute. So would there be a chance for it to push up? I'm not sure, but take note of it. You need to have a volume coming back here before you can go high. Let's switch to an hourly chart. Okay, hourly chart, the market has tapered off. So right now, this market, guess what? We need to have the volume come in. If the volume don't come in, it's not going to go any higher for that one. So just take note of that one too. So we need to have the volume coming in. Everything rely on volume, all right? So yes, okay, let's look at Server Dynamics. Server Dynamics, again, it's a play on oil and gas. So you can see that's why the market play, you can see here, market breakdown, and it's closing below the ATR stop loss. All right. Now, like it or not, when you bought it the time in here, again, going back to your trading plan, is this for investing a longer term, or is this for trading? If it's trading, breaking through the ATR stop loss, you have to be very careful. Is this aligned together with the oil and gas? Because remember, as I said before, with Joe Biden coming in here, there will be a very dim look for the oil and gas sector. It's not surprising. You can see why Server Dynamics is breaking down. Just some of the things you should pay attention to know. All right, and we have Richie on CIMB. Great, you're able to come back in. Richie, I heard that you have problem. Now CIMB is still holding up, and let's look at Maybank, since all these fellas are about the same. right? And yeah, because of the interest rate cuts, and also with the MCO, and the banks also said, luckily this round there is no loan moratorium again, else they will get another hit again. So it doesn't look like it's going to go anywhere. Bank stocks are general, but if you look at the US side, you can put the BAC, Bank of America, right? You can see it's a slightly different picture. It's actually trending higher, all right? Because point is, a lot of our banking sector will have to follow the TICOR. In this case, are the US sectors. So some of you who do learn about the US sector, which I usually cover in my masterclass, teach you how to look into that. So that's one of the benefits in here, because we really want to teach you from an educational standpoint. I think that's very good too. Okay. What else do we have? Nova Wellness. Okay. For the solar one, I think already mentioned. This one all will jalan. Sam Maiden. I hope I get it right. Samiden, yeah. This one, you have the upthrust, so temporary, you'll see a bit of weakness. Important again, the volume of the bar coming down are low. Make sure you know how to read them too. All right, that's also important. Okay, the Hexa. If you have any stock you want me to look at, I was just going to comment. Hexa, again, this one is, what sector is this? Let me just check. Again, in sector is very important. Hectare. Okay, Hectare, go to stock fundamentals. Stock fundamental is industrial product. All right, again, going back to, you can go to the website. They don't even have but it's rated 4 out of 8, so it's not too bad. It pays, okay, there is, the dividend is missing, so I'm just going to check with the guys over there. What's happening on this one in here, bit interesting. So this one looks pretty all right. I think you have NS there, and let's see whether there is a follow through going forward over there. Okay. Okay. Okay, next one, Supermax. Okay, we'll look at Supermax. Supermax. Lack of a better word, as I said before, all the bad news are really being pushed in. I believe the fundamental is good, to be frank with you. It's just that it's not following. Again, going back to why I mentioned this, if you look at UG Healthcare, okay, which is a Singapore one, okay, I think I played this guy with you guys there. All the healthcare in Singapore and Riverstone AP4, okay, they are doing well. See, they are going up. So why Malaysia going down? Is it because of a short seller, or is because no one is interested in the stocks like that? So to me, the rubber glove, again, going back to it, if you have Silang inside there, you got to hold it for a longer time, because your what do you say? Some of your portfolio is already, your money is already in there, so you can't rotate it out. All right, be smart. Be educated investor and trader, okay? So look into that. Now, it's not going to go anywhere, but at the end of the day, it's very important, is the required rate of return. What is the required return that you have, right? And if you have planned to have a double digit or triple digit, look back. Do you have a plan, or was this something that you want? All right? Because what I want to do is to make you realize that what we want in life, very seldom we achieve it if we don't have a plan. If we just simply taro, it's not going to make it. All right? Thomas said that I brought Supermax at pullback price. It goes further down. Okay, let's look at Supermax at the pullback. Okay, pullback here, somewhere here. Yeah, it will break back. It will have a support here, that's for sure. 613, in my opinion. And this is a long pullback, right? I don't think it will break below 520, because based on the fundamental, looks pretty good inside there. But chart-wise, not so nice, right? Yeah. My friend have a software that I get bankers money. I know about that Thomas, that software from China one. I don't want to make a comment. Maybe when you come to my internal workshop Zoom, many of my existing members also have that software, so they also have their thing inside there. We just have to be careful what people claim about all this banker money and things like that. Okay, just take note of it. All right. So from right around in here, you can see the stepping down volume, so it's nothing to be worried in about. Okay. Thanks for that one. Okay, Supermax. Okay, let's look at the LC Titan. Okay, Lotte. Okay, LC Titan looks pretty good. You have the support in here. You got a nice pullback. Again, what we really want to look for is step up volume. Okay, when step up volume comes in, now you're stepping down, it's just going to move sideways first. You have to be a bit patient in here. LC Titan looks very, how do you say? Let's look at the Lotte Chemical. I always call it LC Titan. Lotte Chemicals. Let's look at the fundamentals. And I think the dividend is not too bad. Oh, yes, there's some. We'll look at the dividend later on. Okay, so this is still a rated of 1. Just take note of that one. Okay, so that's all I have for today. Thank you for coming today. I hope you all enjoy the time that I have with a little bit of experience that I have and the market knowledge. I hope I'll give you some sort of direction and educational tips that you'll find it that you're able to go home and do a better portfolio. All right. So before you go away, I got a treat for you. Of course, usually I always give you a treat, right? And this is something for all of you. I think I talked about this one, step up and step down volume, the usual QR code for you, those of you who want to watch it. And don't forget, go over to our reviewers if you've done a good job inside here. Thank you very much. For those who review, thank you again. But here's the trick, that's right. Now on the 30th of January, due to the public demand and also some of our members, and because they do not use TradingView like the one that you see, this one here, so especially for those of you TradingView, that's why we are doing a technical analysis with TradingView for beginner. That's a QR code. You can register. This is absolutely free, all right? And I know most of you guys like free stuff, so we are doing a free talk, okay? It will be a 3-hour talk. Make sure you get a TradingView account, all right? I don't want you all to come in, hey, how to open TradingView? Then it will be, because once we get in there, we will probably do 1 or 2 short exercises to get you guys started. 30th of January, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. through Zoom. So we're doing over Zoom and it's limited up to 500 seats inside there. So we hope to get a full class and get you guys started. So the next time when you come and attend any of our talk, you at least know TradingView, you have TradingView in there and you're ready to sort of get going for that matter. All right, so that's a good trade. And of course, when you are ready and to upgrade, we have our February intake, and more importantly, we really want to teach you how to trade in the US market, okay? And also looking at the syllabus of the Bitcoin. Now, no doubt, Bitcoin last night fell a lot, but I'm very excited for it. Why? Because we don't want to buy on the parabolic, right? We want to buy on the pullback. So once it's a pullback in there, we're getting a good price for the next up run, we will benefit. I'm going to show you how to do that in the February intake for the 2021 syllabus, where we have a new one calling Bitcoin. We continually update our master course so you get the best out of it, what's happening in the semiconductors and so forth. Of course, on 3rd of February, because next Wednesday, we are reserving for our masterclass member. But another treat for you is the President Biden green policies on 3rd of February. What does it mean for the KLSE renewable energy sector? All right. Right now, we already see the energy sector already jalan, Solar West jalan. Okay. So we will come back and re-examine, which is 2 weeks from now, where would Solar West be, and also Sam Maiden in there. It will be interesting. It is up or down. All right. With that, those of you who are first time, do join our Telegram chat room in here. I'll be very, very happy that many of you could join and share your feedback to me. And that's all I have for you guys today. I hope my little service here, it's helpful to you. And if not, I'll see you on Monday for our breakfast show again at 10:15. Bye-bye.